was called Only in America. He had a vest, a little black vest. He had hair that was kind of like mine. It was parted that way. Just looked exactly like me. Only in America. And it never made it to... It went to USA Film Festival, and that's it. A guy named Rusty did it from NYU. It was about marijuana being in the school system and people getting busted by these cops and it ruining the kids' lives. And it was like a pro-marijuana film. It didn't do well in Texas. So you always want it to do well in your local area. So you want to write films and do things that are people like in the local area. You know, it just, people were like, no, it's a marijuana film, blah, blah, blah. And they got Fish. Fish came through town. So Fish played at the Starplex. They didn't play at Starbucks. They played at Starplex, which was in Dallas. And they played there. That's where Morrissey played. And they got the permission from Fish to use the soundtrack. They may have got sued by Fish. But Fish said it was okay. And they never made it to the theaters. I think it's a great film. Yeah, it was a good film. They would argue on shots. They had two people working the camera. The main director worked it, and this lady, this beautiful lady. She was real skinny. And they shot some of it in a Dallas bar. And I told them about Scorsese when I was there. I was like, I'm a big Scorsese fan. But I did a monologue from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. You know, the one about clammy hands. And he liked it. So he was going to cast me, but he put me in as a featured extra for a student for the drug dog sequence. Yeah, so the drug dogs come in, they smell all the students. That film, somebody's got to find that film and save it. Hopefully Scorsese can. I want to re-see it. Nowadays, it'd be brilliant. It'd be brilliant nowadays. He was ahead of his time, Rusty was. I don't know his name. I know his name is Rusty. But back then, we all knew, like, drugs are going to be floating around. I didn't see a single marijuana cigarette the entire time. No, they didn't use real marijuana in it. Nope, they did not. They followed all the laws and everything. They were great people. They hired bikers. They hired me. I was an actor. They hired this other guy that struggled with the monologue. These are all new time actors. Oh yeah, it was exciting. USA Film Festival. We were all excited. We showed up. I showed up and saw, and I looked for, and there it was right there, sitting in the desk right next to Jennifer Harris. Yep. So I remember what I said to her. I said something provocative to her before I got up. I said, "There's something about women and tampons." She said, "What?" And I said, "What?" So it looked like we were talking. I said something about tampons. I said, "Man, I can smell her tampon all the way from here." No, I was joking. We were acting like we were talking, but I really talked. So, you know, I was really in the conversation. But I did say something about tampons. I think because in high school, you talk it that way. In high school, you talk about tampons and stuff. Or we did. Didn't you talk about tampons? In high school, we did. So I was trying to go back into high school in my mind. I said, man, that lady and her stupid tampon, you know.